Alright, so when it comes to late rounds, so basically after plant, if you are the defending team, all you need to think about is retaking, right? You want to retake the site and defuse the bomb. When you're doing this in a team environment, there's usually a plan behind it. So when you have a team, you should plan for each and every map, each and every site, what's the general plan for retaking a site. For example, if we have 5v5 on Haven and we want to retake on C, so we're playing defense and the enemies have planted the bomb on C and we want to retake site. We can make some kind of plan where, like just before even we play the map, we're talking strategy with the team and we can make a plan that if we have to retake C, we're gonna use utility in this way. We're gonna use a stun, let's say like a stun here, for example, in this direction, and like a Sova dart here, for example, or the one here with some maybe a stun, Astra stun here and a smoke here. And then we can have, if Jet has dash, he's gonna dash on site, for example, we can have something like this, right? And this is just a plan that we can make. And now we can also, from experience, let's say we try this on, and then we can say, well, maybe we should adapt, and maybe we need to take Garage. It's a very strong position to take first. So maybe we should start with droning Garage if we have, and then if we don't have Garage, we can just take with some other utility, maybe a flash. Oh yeah, I forgot to say we can also just have a flash on site on the normal execute. And then if we take Garage, then we can do the retake from there, right? And then it's not just the utility and where we're placing it, but also what pathing are we taking? You know, maybe these two guys come like this, and maybe the two guys go both this way, or maybe one goes this way, or maybe they both go both this way. You know, so this is something that you gotta plan with your team, and it's not a random thing. You gotta think about it. Like, does it make sense to do it this way? Maybe you don't know. Maybe you need to try it out and see if it works. If it makes sense, then after if you try it out, maybe it doesn't work, and you're like, it doesn't work because of this. So let's change the pathing a little bit. Maybe I go this way and you go that way. You know. So these are the kind of things you will see when you are preparing your retake with your team, and you got to do this for every site on every map, especially the ones you know that you're gonna have to retake often. And then this is just with practice and repetition, it's gonna make your late game quality a lot more efficient and a lot better. And it's really as easy as, honestly, like watching the best teams. How do they do it? Take ideas from them, put your own input in them, try them out, repetition, 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 until you can all of you together do it right most of the time. And just by doing those simple steps, your team can become much better. Now, the same thing can be said for the attacking side. If you're playing in a late round post plant, you can have a plan. For example, again on C, we can have a plan where we plant a bomb like this, or let's plant a bomb here, for example. This is a plan that I actually used to run with one of my teams, and we can have a post plant plan where we play positions like this. We play maybe Jet here. Bridge here, Sova on long, and Astra on long, and then we have like, or maybe the Killjoy here, and Astra flanking, or the other way, you know? And basically, all we're trying to do here is wait for the enemies to use that utility on site, but no one's playing there, we're all playing on long, and the bomb can be seen from 2 spots, actually 3 spots in this case. Yeah, actually I did something wrong. The idea is we go like this. So we have Killjoy coming here and Astra coming here because they started around A. And the idea is this bomb is exposed to long, to garage, and to CT. So the enemies are gonna try to retake command on site, and then our only goal is to delay them as much as we can. We're gonna have stun again eventually. Our Jet is just gonna take fights normally. I'm gonna have dart again eventually, and we fight with the dart through their smoke, because I imagine this is gonna be smoked. And we have shock dart lineups for the bomb, okay, 2 of them, and we also have killjoy molly lineups that we have planted there while we were executing. And we also have Astra stars, which we can use to suck and take someone off the defuse. So this is a lot of delay. This is about 20 seconds of delay, and 20 seconds is a lot. Maybe it's not even that much, but it's close to 20 seconds, and it's a lot of time. It's really a lot of time. And this much delay, even if these 3 people die, but they manage to save those 20 seconds, by the time they die, the enemies would not have a lot of windows to defuse the bomb. And by that time, the idea is that these 2 guys have really good positions, and now they can pick someone like that's watching long, right? Because they're not looking this way. And especially this guy will be able to kill the diffuser or maybe someone else even maybe get 2 kills, and then the round is secured because they just don't have time to defuse. If they go defuse, they have to take the 1v1 still, and they'll lose it. This used to be a very good way to play post plant with this comp, with the Astra and the Killjoy, and you can just abuse how much utility you have for the bomb from far away and play the round in this way. Now, of course, this is not an unbeatable strategy. All that the enemies need to do to counter this is not use any utility on site. Just use like maybe one piece of utility on side, like maybe one stun, and then everyone runs out. And then if they have all the rest of their util to use on long, they can kill us really fast. Like if they still have the jet dash, and then they have the breach aftershock, and maybe Sova Dart, whatever, and they do all of that on us that are holding long, then they're gonna kill us really quick, and we're not gonna be able to delay as much as we would otherwise, right? So that's a way to counter it. And there's no really perfect strategy. The game is about constantly adapting to what the other team is doing and kind of like predicting what they're going to do and how their adaptation is going to be, right? So for example, if I notice that the enemies are not using any utility on site anymore, then what we can do is leave the jet on site, for example. And now the jet can take 1v1s and the rest of us can still play the same plan. So if they just run on site without using util, then this jet has a good position, can get 1 or 2 kills, and it's gonna make their retake harder again. Okay, for example, very common retake you'd see is a breach ult retake on C. And then when the enemies would realize that we were playing retake far away, they would not ult on site and they would ult us here, right? So on those scenarios, if you have the jet playing on site, they have to choose, do they ult site or not? And if they don't, because they think we're all on long and we have jet on site, then we can't get a kill. And if they ult the jet, okay, that's fine. Jet is probably gonna die, but they use their ult there, so now we're just free to delay as much as we can still. Okay, so these are just some examples of what adaptations would look like and what goes into the preparation of a post-planned scenario for both attack team and defense team in terms of retaking and playing for the bomb. And sometimes this is just an example. It can be completely different on a different map, on a different site. But I think this gives you an idea of how much work is put into, and it's completely different from ranked, right? This is nothing to do with ranked. You could never do these kind of things in ranked because these things will only work if you plan them before you play the game. You know, especially the synergy with the flanks and everything else and the pathing. This is something that's got to be planned. There's no other way of doing this on the fly consistently. And this is one of the unique things about team play and that makes it so cool. It's also, again, it's not a hard thing to do. It's just a simple thing that takes a lot of practice and repetition. And with time and adjustments, you get to this really good state where the foundation is just really strong.